he always, when you call Baba and you didn't get him and you call George, he will tell you, sasa hawezi kuongea kuna mtu, akimaliza nitakupigia. And George will get back to you and tell you, Baba is free, you can call now. So I'm here on behalf of my colleagues and the people of Kifi County, where George visited on the 3rd of March, to say poleni sana. May God give you strength to bear this loss. Na familia asa Karen, Mungu akupe nguvu ya kuvumilia msiba huu. May the soul of George rest in peace. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Your Excellency. The Honorable Otiende Amolo, who is also Ombudsman Emeritus, has a special role in all the arrangements that we have. With your permission, after I invite him, he is going to invite the Cabinet Secretary, who's also going to acknowledge the presence of other national government officials. After there, then we will hear from the family of His Excellency. I am seeking your permissions because I won't say anything else after that. If I could steal 30 seconds as George's friend and colleague, and also particularly as a man who was born and brought up in Nairobi, particularly Eastlands. We are grateful to His Excellency that he picked one of us as his aide. On behalf of watu wa Kaloleni, Shaurimoyo, Mbotela, more often than not, the people of Eastlands have gotten the shorter end of the stick. We are very grateful to Baba for having taken one of us to be his closest member of staff. Otiende Amolo, welcome. Mheshimiwa.
I believe I can speak from here. To George Oduor's immediate family, led by Karen, dear wife. George's other family, the family of the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and Dr. Aide Odinga, the leader of the House of Grace, who preached very well to us. I have never heard you preach, but I was impressed. Dr. Muridi, I look forward to hearing you again. To the congregants here present, good afternoon. Please just respond. We are nearly winding up. Good afternoon. I come back in a different capacity. I come back in my capacity now as the host MP where George resides in Asembo in Rarieda. And therefore also as the principal coordinator of this funeral. I noticed that there are some of us who came when we were proceeding. The Honorable Ruth Mwaniki is here with us. Thank you. The Honorable Engineer Ndwati Ngugi is here with us. Thank you. I think we have a couple of PSS, both either serving or nominees, because we know if you've been nominated, God is with you after that preaching, and you are going to get it. Karo Karuga, I saw you somewhere, all the PSS, we welcome all of you. Let me just say the following. As you'll see from the program, and I'm not going to talk about George for now, mine is more administrative. Once we are done, we'll be taking George's casket to his residence. And tomorrow morning, we'll be proceeding to Kisumu by flight. We expect to arrive in Kisumu at or around 9 a.m. For reasons that I already discussed, we will only have a very short prayer session at the airport. A very short prayer session. And then we will embark on the journey taking us to Ndori. For those who may not know, Ndoro is just about 50 kilometers from Kisumu. If you don't know the direction, let Google be your friend. And it's tarmac all the way and you will not get lost. Once you get to Ndori, just ask anybody, even the madman in Ndori, where is George's home? And they'll tell you there it is. You don't need to ask much. But for those who are more familiar with the area, you then, at Ndori Market, you take the turning towards Ngea, and you will not even move 3 minutes, and you'll be at the home. Tomorrow, although it may not reflect in the program, we want to lighten the load of speakers on Saturday. And so once we've arrived home, there will be a short prayer session led by Pastor Evelyn Mutoka. And as we do that, and therefore it will start earlier than the program suggests 6 p.m. It will start earlier. As we do that, we will take a couple of eulogies and tributes from relatives. So that on Saturday, we will dedicate the time to the nuclear family. As you'll see from the program, we expect to start as early as 9, but end as early as 1:30. It is the wish of the family. It is the wish of the house of God and the house of grace. But it is also the dictates of the climate that if we extend, then the ceremony will be spoiled. So we urge as many relatives as possible to abide with us and take their opportunity to speak tomorrow in the afternoon. The ceremony itself on Saturday will be at Ramba School. Ramba School is just about 1 kilometer from Ndori. Now, turning on the left towards Luanda Kotiana. Again, you can Google. We want to ask that you please come early. So we went early to respect the deceased, the family, and the church. Allow me to say that for today, the Right Honorable Prime Minister could not be with us, for reasons of logistics, because as you all know and you've all heard, George Oduor was his son. And so he's had to go ahead for certain logistical reasons. And for that reason, he has asked that he be represented for this purpose by the Cabinet Secretary for Energy, the Honorable Opiyo Wandayi, who will speak, and then we proceed now to the family. Thank you. Waziri.
To the church, the house of grace, the family of George, led by the widow Karen, distinguished mourners, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I will be very, very brief, since, as you all know, we have been here for quite some time. But allow me to say this. A little while back, I was standing here with the veterans. I'm sure a number of you are wondering how come I'm joining them. But a lot has been said by Captain Onyango on behalf of the veterans. Because George is someone I came to know way back in the early 90s. Specifically in 1991, or thereabout. And at that time, if you may recall, we were proceeding to the elections of 1992. We were very young people. Personally, I was at the university. And because the opposition was fairly divided, it was not lost on us that we were facing a very uncertain election, whose outcome we feared would not be in our favor. And therefore, even as we campaigned, I and my many other colleagues were determined to ensure that in that election, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga would have to be an MP. And that's why And by all means possible. That was our resolution. And that's why we took it upon ourselves to mobilize people properly, to register and do many other things that we did. Because I remember very well in that election, I was a voter in this place, Pongoni Primary School in Nairobi West, where I voted until 2007. I only changed my vote to Ugunja when I was running in 2013. But let me say this. George was always distinguished as a disciplined and humble person, as has been said by many people, by very many people. So we worked very closely with him and his other colleagues. If you want to know that there was discipline, some of us who are coming from the university community as students, we considered ourselves as the strategists, while George and his compatriots were what I would call the combatants. We had a very seamless blending because we had one common purpose and one common objective, which then was actually to ensure that Moi left power. So the rest, as they say, is history. But allow me to remember one very slow moment. That was much later now, in 1997, when we are now again approaching the election of that year, which was to be in December. And we had come to the realization that that election again, if reforms were not undertaken, certain reforms were not carried out, Moi was going to steal it again. So there was a movement that was agitating for reforms before that election. And that movement caught fire across the country, and especially in Nairobi. So George was part and parcel of that movement. I remember very well. We had said no reforms, no elections. And it began on the 7th of July that year, a day we called Sabasaba. Come August that same year, we called it Nane Nane, the 8th of August. Previously, Moi had said, and his administration, that no one would step into the Central Park, the one that's currently, I think, rehabilitated by Sakaja. That Central Park was declared a no-go zone by Moi and his people. But because we were young and energetic and raring to go, we challenged him that we shall go there. So in July, we were able to go there, but they dispersed us on July 7th. But come August 8th, Nane, we actually stormed there and camped there. It was a very big battle. It was one of the fastest battles that I ever witnessed. And on that single day, there were fatalities. This time round, not just from the progressive forces side, but also from the police. And therefore, Moi embarked on a crackdown, a massive crackdown. And he started by rounding up what they called Raila people. What were Raila? What were Raila? And that's how, I think, on the 10th or so, 2 days later, we found ourselves picked one by one from different places. Later in the evening that day, when I was with my other colleagues at Kilmani police station, George joined us. He was thrown into the cell. That's when I realized this thing is very serious. Because George was then the ADC of Barbers, you know. We came to learn that he was actually dragged out of Barbers' car from Parliament. So, to cut the long story short, is that when eventually we landed at committee, George remained his true self. Very calm. Very, very calm. And not moved at all. Not moved at all. Even when there were strikes that we waged at committee, George was very calm. I remember one day, there was a serious strike in committee, and we were moved from block D, where we were initially with the rest of the inmates, and taken to the isolation block, the one that was used for keeping political detainees earlier. And again, even in that block, there was a very serious strike led by Lumumba Wade. He's not here. Lumumba Wade is currently an MCA in Nyakachi, in Kisumu. If you see him, that man is a serious person. And even then, George still remained who he was. I remember, as I conclude, there was a gentleman who was arrested by mistake, if I may call it so. His name, I think, was Maurice Genga Nyagol, a man from Nyatike, Kadem. He was at the wrong place, in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because he had wanted to run for an MCA or councillor at that time in Nyatike. So he had come to check on his papers at the headquarters of NDP at Philadelphia House on Tomboya Street, 2 days after the 9/9 strike. Then he was also nabbed. That gentleman did not live to see another day. Because in committee, he was crying about his wife whom he had left in Nyatike. Then he was taken to the prison clinic. Eventually, we were told he was taken to Kenyatta Hospital. He died. That gentleman died. And I want to say this, that those who you saw standing here are just what I would call the lucky few. Because a lot of these comrades, these people who were in the forefront that time, a lot of them have died. We can't even count. A lot of them have died. So we count ourselves a bit lucky. But George's life is a testament to resilience, a testament to determination, and a testament to what you can call loyalty. So I want to extend my condolences to the family and to Baba Raila Odinga and his family, because they have truly lost a son. They have truly lost a son. So as we send off George tomorrow in Assembly, let us reflect really on this journey, how far it has come and where we are. Let us use that solemn occasion to take stock of the possible gains that have been made along the way, and of course the losses, as we chart the way forward. The way forward. One thing I want to leave you with is to believe in God, because with God everything is possible. I want to pray that the family be encouraged and to be given the fortitude to bear this very, very serious loss. As Anteni Sana, I was asked to convey Baba's message of condolence, and I am doing so, because as you've been told, Baba is on his way to Kisumu, but God willing, he will be with us tomorrow. May God bless you. Thank you very much. Asanteni.
Thank you, Waziri. Allow me now to call upon the family of His Excellency Engineer Dr. Raila Amolo Odinga. The family is represented here ably. Kindly Rosemary, kindly Raila Odinga Jr., and kindly Honorable Winnie Odinga. Please.